Welcome to this episode of Mathlete Mondays. I'm Mike Metzger, president of Focal Revenue Solutions. And whether you're a data nerd like me, a fierce competitor, 1001, 1002, or a little bit of both, I'm here today to help you unlock the insights you need for the week ahead in order to outrun your competition and take your hotel's revenue optimization efforts to the next level without breaking a sweat. Today, we're going to explore the corporate RFP process. Now, for those of you in urban markets, the annual corporate negotiation cycle represents a huge opportunity to set yourself up for success in the upcoming year. Throughout my career, I've seen properties that have handled this process extremely well, and others that have significantly hampered their ability to drive RevPAR in the following year by negotiating just a couple unfavorable agreements. Often, the mistakes made during the corporate RFP process can be traced back to a couple factors. The first being that the hotel evaluates each account solely based on room night and revenue production without an understanding of how that account fits into the bigger picture. The second factor is that hotels are often so focused on the rate that they overlook the implications of other contract terms, including last room availability status. Now, this often results in excess displacement from lower rated corporate business, turning a decision that is supposed to generate tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue for our hotels to one that prevents the hotel from realizing its budget goals. These mistakes can usually be prevented by using your property management system's company production data to take a closer look at the account's performance in relation to your other corporate accounts and business types.
The first step is to evaluate each account to determine whether production has increased or decreased year over year, and to get a feel for the scale of the account in relation to your average corporate accounts and other business types. This will allow you to determine how much time should be spent evaluating the account and whether this is a must-win account. In this case, you can see that Price & Parker Consulting is one of our major accounts, representing just over 2% of our occupancy for the hotel over the course of the year, which far exceeds the average corporate account. We can also see that the room night production is down from the prior year, potentially due to the year-over-year rate increase applied. Now, once you have a solid understanding of the account's production details, you'll want to analyze their stay patterns to determine if they are providing incremental occupancy to your hotel or displacing other types of business. Begin by bucketing your high occupancy, medium occupancy, and low occupancy days, and then determining the number of rooms produced by the account for each as a percentage of the rooms available over those dates. Now here we can see that Price & Parker Consulting tends to produce heavily during the days where the hotel likely would have sold out anyway at a higher rate. However, we can also see that most of their production still falls over lower demand time periods, so we should assess the incremental production provided by this account against the potential displacement. Next, it can be helpful to consider the arrival, departure, and production patterns of each account. Oftentimes you'll see a Tuesday-Wednesday peak night pattern. However, there may be some accounts that arrive earlier or depart later in the week, which definitely have the potential to provide incremental revenue for your hotel. Now, it may also be helpful to analyze the room type production patterns to see if each account is buying up from a room type perspective or simply booking the lowest rate and then receiving a complimentary upgrade at the front desk. Finally, I like to take a look at how the average lead time and length of stay varies for each corporate account in relation to the other business types. As you complete the analysis of each account, it can be helpful to place each in a quadrant according to their current and future performance potential. The first grouping is the high displacement potential accounts. While these accounts may appear desirable at first given their high production volumes, careful negotiation is warranted in order to ensure that these accounts are a net positive after you consider displacement. Now for these accounts, you may want to consider applying blackout dates, non-LRA status, or potentially even a dynamic rate that floats off of your best available rate. The second grouping is the high incremental value accounts. These accounts provide substantial occupancy on dates where the hotel is not projecting to sell out. As a result, they should receive the most favorable rates and terms of any account. These are the accounts you aggressively want to pursue. You may want to consider offering them LRA status and/or a deep discount off of your best available rate. The third grouping is your low displacement potential accounts. While these accounts only provide marginal production, they don't often stay with your hotel over nights where you would have sold out anyway. So for these accounts, you should determine whether you have the ability to increase their production volumes through a more attractive rate or more favorable terms, and see if you can convert them into a high incremental value account. Now, if production increases do not seem feasible, you may want to consider charging a slightly higher rate than last year while keeping the terms generally the same. Now, the fourth grouping is low incremental value accounts. These accounts are often of little value to the hotel, as they tend to only provide production during days in which the hotel would have sold out anyway. You may want to consider whether it makes sense to even partner with these accounts, or just simply offer them a marginal discount off of the best available rate. Your sales team should spend as little time negotiating with these accounts as possible, unless there is an opportunity to shift them into another quadrant. Now, during this process, consideration should also be given to pricing integrity between like account types. You should generally see that accounts of a similar type are clustered in the same regard from a rate standpoint, which will make it easier to manage your corporate rate strategy in a cohesive manner moving forward. By adopting this approach to the corporate RFP process, you'll be able to successfully leverage corporate business as a base layer, allowing you to generate internal compression and drive higher rates.
I hope this Mathlete Monday lesson was useful for you. To be the first to receive additional revenue management tips and tricks, please click the subscribe button. At Focal, we're keyed into helping our hotel partners improve their revenue optimization efforts by obtaining actionable insights more quickly. If you have any questions, or if you're interested in discussing this subject further, please feel free to reach out to me directly at mike@focalrevenue.com or via telephone at 970-471-6722. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, good luck outrunning the competition.